Hello everybody and welcome back to some more of our FM19 Journeyman in charge of FF in the Finnish Premier League. And, well, we've made a couple of slight changes to the team just to sort of try and compensate for our defensive issues that we're having so far. So, first things first, Erberg's back in the side. Pananen played 2 games and conceded 7 goals, so he's gone. He might come back later if Erberg's bad again. But Erberg wasn't that bad, so Erberg's back. Also, we've turned Lindahl into a stopper instead of just a central defender on defend. This was a suggestion made by somebody in the comments, basically saying that, you know, we should try and put our central defenders on stopper, and Lindahl's very comfortable to doing that, and it makes a lot of sense, you know. You normally have a stopper and a cover together if it was a 2-man defence, and since we have a cover, it makes sense to have a stopper as well. And Lindahl can play the role quite well, so it made sense. Malolo is now a defensive, deep-lying playmaker, just sitting back a bit deeper and trying to sort of just control our own half a little bit more. It feels like we give up space a little bit too easily, especially with our fullbacks being quite supporting. So if he stays a bit deeper, that should hopefully try and compensate for that. Arday's back in the team. I honestly can't remember who was there last time, but it wasn't Arday, so Arday's there now. And, it was Chenkum, of course. Chenkum is actually suspended for a little while, just for a game. He's just picked up too many yellow cards, which is annoying. But, yeah, so Arday's taken his place. And the other big change that we've made is we've set some player instructions. Our strikers are going to pressure the fullbacks every time they are on the ball, and our wingbacks are now actually told to mark the opposition wingers, so we can stop giving them 15 yards of space every time they try to put a cross in. Another suggestion from the comments which came in, which just made a lot of sense. I've grossly misused opposition instructions on this year, so I'm going to try and start to incorporate those a little bit more. It's kind of hard to do them when you don't know the players you're up against, because like if you're up against Eden Hazard, you know to say mark him tight and don't give him space. But when you don't know how good the opposition players are, it gets a lot more difficult, but it's still something we should try to use. So, all of that said and done, let's get into the game. And hopefully we can pick up another win. Obviously, in our last game, despite the fact we conceded 3 goals, we did pick up a win. We picked up our first 3 points of the season. And we're going to be looking to carry on that form and try and turn it into a bit of something. As we come up against FC Lahti here. Now, they've got a 4-2-3-1. It's a strong formation. It's going to be tough to break down with the defensive midfielders too. But hopefully we can just about do it. So, let's go out there and let's say we're the underdogs and that suits us down to the ground. Go out there and cause an upset. Lindahl liked it. Hey, we're back to Lindahl liking everything again. Brilliant. I'd rather have him available because he's our best striker. I don't know who this is, but I'll say they'll miss a player of his calibre. I don't know who he is. He might be a 16-year-old who's never touched the pitch. I'm not a clue. But let's get this on the way, and hopefully we can pick up another win. Well, there's a highlight very early on into the game, and it's starting off with them having the ball, and they're trying to work it forward here. And, well, you can already see that we're doing quite a good job of pressuring them and not giving them too much space. But the fullback there, out on the left-hand side, I say we're doing a better job of marking them. They score a pretty easy goal. Not ideal, really. Dominigos just passes it. They pass it around very nicely. They've managed to get it to the fullback out on the left-hand side, who's in a lot of space. He crosses it in. Lindahl completely misses the ball. Sundman misses the player, and they score very easily. 4 minutes in and we're 1-0 down is obviously not a good start, but at least there's a lot of game left where we can try and bounce back and try and find something to pull us back up. We have a free kick here. Vakonen's going to take it, gives it to Malolo. Can we maybe try and forge an attack of our own and get a goal to get us back into this game? Because, well, we don't want to be behind for too long, otherwise the pressure just starts to build. As we're doing a decent job of passing it around, going all the way back to the keeper. A little bit concerning, though, that it's taking this long to start the attack. It normally means the highlight's going to go awry. But for now, Herman, forward to Eriksson, who plays the ball over the top to Ulmanen. Can he pick out a shot? He can! Well, actually, I was going to say, can he pick out the pass? But he'd already struck the ball, so I just wanted to be right. He strikes very, very well, and Ulmanen scores his 4th goal in the league this season. It's a wonderful finish. So again, another assist by Thomas Eriksson, who is on fire recently. Again, he's such a good player, but this ball forward's very good. Ulmanen strikes first time, and the keeper just sort of falls over. Arguably could have done better there, but, you know, excellent bit of initiative there by Ulmanen to just take the strike when he needed to. As they have a corner, Lindahl heads clear, but they maintain possession of the ball. They strike from a long way out. Erberg tips it over. Does quite well there. It was a very good strike from a long way out, and Erberg reacted well. But they have another corner. They put it into the box. We head clear, and, well, they try to strike again, but the shot is blocked. They've got the ball on the wide areas now, which tends to be where we concede a lot of our goals, but, well, we've seen it out, and, well, we've pulled it back to 1-1. There's every chance now for us to try and find a way back into this game. They've got a throw in here in our half, and, well, we need to try and win this ball back and try and find some attacks, really. But they're on the edge of the box, and it's never safe when it's out there. And that was a bit close, but it went over the bar. No danger, really, but, I mean, if we're forcing them to shots from that far out, it's not the biggest of threats, but, you know, I'd rather they weren't having chances at all, and the chances were in our favour, as they're looking to try something else here. We just about head clear this strike. Why do we just seem to just switch off at the back? Why are we struggling to create chances so much, I think, is the big question. Why is, like, every game it sort of feels like we're the weaker side? I guess maybe we are, but, you know, it just feels like we're a much worse side than pretty much every team we play against, and it's very frustrating. I don't think there's a lot Berg could have done about that goal, so it'd be harsh to blame him for it, but I don't know why I always try to blame keepers for goals. As they have another throw in here, they're going to launch it towards the box. We really need to win this back as Traore strikes from a long way out, and it goes just wide. And half-time is very nearly here, but there's one last highlight, it looks like, before this half. Can we maybe try and win this back? We block a pass, but it just falls to them. There's no urgency from us here. And I think we need to pressure more. We need to close down more. We need to get stuck in, really. We just need to get into this game. As they're advancing once more. They're putting across towards the back post. They head towards goal. This is getting very annoying. We just don't seem to be able to control the game at all, and it's just, like, what do you do in that scenario? Because, on the one hand, I want to slow the game down. I want to tell us to, like, you know, just control it a bit more. But then our only goals seem to come from long balls, so do you do it? I don't know. We can't carry on with only having one shot. It doesn't matter if it's gone in, we've still only had one shot. This has been awful, really. It's been all them. And, well, Lindahl's having an absolute mare. Do we take him off? Do you take off a defender when you're 3-1 down? Is it too late? I feel like I forgot how to play the game, if I'm being honest. Let's go into the tactics. Something needs to change here. We can't keep this up. I don't even know where I really want to, like, alter things. Let's go with in possession, and let's go with much shorter passing. Let's commit to this. Let's dribble less, and let's be more disciplined. Yeah, I don't know either. I really don't know either. But let's just go for it. Let's try and change this game, and let's try and turn things around. I feel like I've just forgot how to play the game. I'm not going to lie. They've got a corner here, and they're going to look to whip it in towards the back post. Lindahl heads clear, but it's to absolutely nobody. And, well, we blocked the shot, though, and Eriksen's now on the ball. He's coming forward with it. Can he pick out a man? And he plays a ball over the top to Ormanen. He's got a man to his side. Ade was so open, just past the ball. Why is this such a foreign concept to them? Just pass it across the face of goal. It's not difficult. It's one of the most basic things in football. And 63 minutes in, something needs to change. Ade, again, not having a great game out there. I'm going to bring on Marcus Kettler, I think, and just try and change things up, to be honest. I think something needs to happen. And we're not playing well, are we? Let's be honest. We got absolutely battered in that first half, and we were lucky to get a goal. But we need to change something again. Let's go overload. Very attacking. That's how little I've used that. I don't even know that the name's changed. They've got a free kick here, and, well, they pump it into the box. They try to strike, and... okay. We just randomly end up managing to get it out of play through no fault of our own. As, well, Malolo hits it clear up the pitch, but we just look lifeless. Like, I've said this a few times, but it just looks like there's nothing we can do to just create chances. And I think maybe a change of formation might be necessary, so that's probably what I'm going to look to do, because, well, evidently this isn't working. Like, we're set up quite defensively, and we're still rubbish at defending. It is worth noting, by the way, these are quite a good team. So you have to take this with a grain of salt, I guess, this result, but I mean, they are one of the... oh, go on, Ormanen. Go on, run at them. Come on, pass it across. Ade's there. He strikes. Of course he does. It's a big problem with him. He's scoring goals, but that's because he has about 1 million shots every game. So, well, he doesn't because we can't create chances, but you know what I mean. As that corner goes to nothing, and, well, you're going to imagine that this is going to end the game, and it's something needs to change, and I'm not sure whether it's a formation change, whether it's a full system change. I don't really know what the answer is. I don't know whether we should commit to trying to play defensively and then go for more long ball and just try and lump them over the top and, you know, work with poachers, or whether we should commit to maybe, you know, getting more midfielders involved and try and play our passing play, which has got us where we are. That wasn't good enough. It really wasn't. It was absolutely rubbish. Thomas Eriksson was our best player yet again with a 7.5. You can just see that at the bottom there. And this is just getting frustrating now. Now, somehow, we are still out of the relegation zone. Kiani and Marheim must have both lost. Yeah, they did. So, Marheim haven't played, actually, which is, well, why they're not there. But, coming up, we have a game against HJK, who are first. So the question is, do we even change things going into this game? Because if we change things and it doesn't work out because we're playing a decent team, it's going to make them look like they were bad changes, but they may not have been, if that makes sense. So, I don't know. I'm going to have a think about it, and I'm going to have to try and change some things up. So, we'll meet back for that game. So, here we are for the game against HJK, and with those being a very good side who are currently top of the league, with us greatly struggling, I've decided to go more defensive, more direct. I don't think we're going to win the possession battle, because we're struggling to do so even against the weaker teams this season. So, it makes sense to me to go more defensive, try and play on the long balls, and, well, it's been working lately. Now, the question is which strikers I play, because Alahajula wants game time, Chenkum's probably our best striker on paper, but Ulmanen is playing very well. And I feel like Alahajula's being a little bit shafted, but, well, I don't think I can bench Ulmanen right now. He's the only striker who's putting in goals consistently, and until that dries up, there's no real reason to drop him. So, we're going to go with this. It's pretty much the same team. It's just we've made a couple of changes to the tactics. We've just gone more direct. We've gone faster paced, more direct, and less possession based because we weren't doing very well with possession anyway. We're up against a 4-2-3-1 again, and I think one thing that's really starting to, you know, become apparent is there's a lot of wingers in this league. There's a lot more wide players opposed to sort of the narrow 4-4-2s where obviously there's wide midfielders there, but they're not attacking wingers like there are in this league, which is, well, causing us a lot of issues, to be honest. We're having problems from crosses, especially with our centre-halves not being the best headers of the ball, I guess. It's probably not helping. I'm not going to say good luck out there, we're going to need it. I'm going to say, I know we're the underdogs, but give the fans a performance to cheer for. They don't care. No one cared. Okay, you know, we are at home. We've got a lot of season ticket holders now. Maybe a spell out of the team. Yeah, Arde's completely out. He's not even on the bench today. Hopefully it'll be today. There we go. So let's get underway. Let's try and pick up the 3 points. Despite the fact these are a very good side, I just want to try and see us not get battered, really. They've got a free kick 7 minutes into the game, 7 or 8 minutes, somewhere around that mark, and they're looking to come forward. And, well, hopefully we can shut them out and maybe try and find a counter-attack, because they're knocking it around quite nicely. We're pressing pretty well, but, you know, we're not giving them too much time on the ball. We are actually chasing them down and putting them under a little bit of pressure. Not just letting them do what they want to with it, which is what we want to see. Despite the fact they're a good team, we don't just want to give them free rein. As they play a long ball up, and, well, Sabu beats Herman for the ball. And, well, after the cross came in, it was an easy header on Erberg's sort of near post there, I guess, but it was, well, it wasn't an easy save to make. I think you've got to give him the benefit of the doubt here. And I think the blame for this one goes to Herman, who just, well, completely missed out on that ball and got beaten by his man. They offered him a bit too much space. Sundman also completely lost Kluru here. Kioru? I don't know. Kioru, I think. But, yeah, we're 1-0 down, which is a disappointing start, especially to concede sort of from defensive errors. It's not what we want to see. They've got a throw in here, and, well, maybe we can try and win this back, but they are running at us with a bit of ferocity here. They strike from a long way out, and they managed to get a corner from it. It's a good save by Erberg there to save the long-range shot. It was, well, it had some power on it. It was not an easy one for him to save, but they're going to put in this corner. Erberg claims, is there now a chance for us to try and counter-attack? No. That answers that question. Well, they've got another free kick. It's another highlight in their favour here, and, well, that was a strike. Left me a little bit speechless for a second there. I thought that was going to just fly into the top corner, and I was a bit scared. But, yeah, we've not seen anything from us. Now, obviously, we are playing a bit more defensive, so that is going to happen. But we've had the ball. We've just not had any chances. But maybe, here we go. As we have a free kick. It looks like it was probably from an offside, and we're looking to try and build up here and try and find a goal. As Lindahl's on it, he lumps one forward, goes straight to them, but Sundman picks it up. And, well, Malolo, on the ball, plays another long ball forward. Chenkum tries to head on, can't quite get there as Eriksson heads forward. He'll turn and strikes from such a way out, and absolutely hammers it into the back of the net. Where did that come from? Where's that been all season? Where's that been when we've needed goals? Hiltunen's actually bagged a couple now, but yeah, Chenkum heads down to Eriksson, and he just nods on. Hiltunen, I thought he was just going to try and like lob one over the top for Chenkum or something, but no, he's like, look, no one else is scoring, I'll have this, and he absolutely smashes it home to level us up at 1-1 just before half-time. And, well, that's it's not a bad score to have, to be honest. If we're going to be honest with it, they've had most of the play and most of the highlights by far. That's not debatable. But the scoreline is level, and that's what matters at the end of the day. And it was an absolutely fabulous goal to do it as well. Hiltunum with an absolute smasher. 1-1. And, well, I'm happy with your performance. Let's keep it up. They all look delighted, because a 1-1 here is very, very good. And although we've been under a lot of pressure, we've not really, we've not succumbed to that. We've sort of held quite strong. They've had the chances, but, you know, they've had a lot from a long way out where Erberg's managed to save them. We've not really gave them too much space inside the box, and that's really what we want to see. Well, they've got the ball here. I was just going to make a change, but they are looking to come forward with it. Vinny on the ball, knocks it across to Sambu, back to Vinny, and he puts in the cross. Alejandro hits off the crossbar. We clear for a corner, and, well, that was very, very close, to be honest, but I think a change does need to be made. I'm going to bring on Alhajula for Ulmanen. He's just had a very quiet game, to be honest, and I think that's going to be it. I really do think that that's all we need to do. The other temptation is Vitanen here for Malolo, but actually, yeah, let's do it. Malolo's not having the best of games. Let's bring on Vitanen and see if he can have an impact. Double change as they go to take their corner here, and Parala's got to put it in. It's not the Parala who used to play for us, it's spelt differently. Schenkum clears it out, really, out for a throw, and it's, you know, it's got rid of the immediate danger, which is good. It's all we needed. We've got a throw in here in our own half. Sundman throws up to Vitanen. It's nodded back down. And Eriksson pumps forward a very long ball. Chenkum running onto it. He's in front of goal. He strikes, but it's saved. Goes out for a corner in our favour. And that's just how quickly we can turn things on. You know, a long ball from our half. And Chenkum is on it like a shot. As Eriksson lines up to take this corner. He's going to pump it in, but it's easily cleared. Lindahl on the ball. Fades out. I was hoping we could maybe try and turn that around and get another attack in there. But wasn't to be. Now, there's 10 minutes left. The question is, do we make another change? And I think we do. With Chenkum not having the best of games, let's bring Kettler on just for these last few minutes and see if we can have some sort of impact. Obviously, with us playing long ball, fast football, being able to, you know, keep fresh players on who can run at the defence is very, very important. So we want to make sure we can do that. Now, there is a highlight, which is quite worrying, and they've made a great switch of play there and a very accurate ball across, and we really need to close him down. Sundman there, getting absolutely picked out, and they've managed to slot it home with just 6 minutes remaining. Sundman just was not on his man. Despite the fact his instructions are set to him to be on his man, he just wasn't, and, I mean, he's all the way over here. What's he doing? Look at him. He's all the way over here. I don't actually think that's their... I think that's their right winger, and I think that's where the problem may have lied there. But Erberg should have done better there as well. You can't go getting beaten at your near post like that. That's just not good enough. But, well, it's disappointing to see. And, well, maybe with just a couple of seconds left, there might just be, what if we just go faster paced? You know, what if we go even more direct and even faster paced and just try, just for the last few minutes, to really try and get something here? Did we confirm these? How do you... Confirm changes. I don't know where the confirm button went there. I got a little bit confused, but, well, this added time is absolutely flying by. And with just 20 seconds to left, I think it's going to be quite a disappointing defeat, to be honest. I think we did well to hold our own. I think we, you know, they had chances, don't get me wrong, but we limited them to fairly just not good chances, other than the two that went in, which were crosses to right in front of our goal, which has sort of been the story of the season, to be honest. It's a disappointing result, and it's a hard one to take, because I don't necessarily think we played badly, nor the shots on target, because that's just the way we set up to play. They had a lot of chances, but we forced them to be from quite far out. We were really difficult for them to break down. It's just, we just couldn't do it. Let's just say unlucky, because it feels like it was. They all look to gain a bit of confidence, which isn't, well, it's not a bad thing by any means. Coming up is 2 games, which I think are quite winnable. We've got Murray Hammond and Rops, which should, on paper, be winnable games. It's just, you know, we've had winnable games on paper already and not won them, which is worrying, but, well, we need to start pulling it out eventually, don't we? So why can't the next 2 games be that day? The question is, do we stick with this more defensive style against the weaker teams, or do we go back to the more offensive system? I think we're probably going to go back to trying to play more offensive, trying to play our own game, and let them deal with us rather than the other way around. Let's try and assert ourselves on the team a little bit. But if we can pick up 2 wins, we'll be on 10 points, which would see us, you know, quite a little bit shy of relegation, which would be a massive, massive benefit. We really need to try and pick up some points because, again, we're slipping back into the relegation zone and it's not good. Hopefully we can do that tomorrow. So thank you all very much for watching. If you have any tips, comments, feedback, or anything sort of how we can try and turn this around, let me know in the comments below, and I will take that into account. Thank you very much for watching, and tomorrow's video will be up at 5:30 PM. or you can subscribe to get it into your feed, whichever you prefer. Join the Discord, a link to that is in the description below. And I will catch you all tomorrow. Have a wonderful night, and yeah, goodbye.